Dude, I have great stories.
Dude, literally the only bone I have broken is my left pinky, and that was just like a small fracture from football.
I've never broken a bone, but I have fractured. I fractured the bone in the back of my leg.
Huh.
And
Like the shin.
no, it's not that. You know what the fibula is?
Oh
Yeah.
Yeah, I fractured my left fibula when we were doing volleyball in gym class last year, and we were doing a warm up where the gym teacher told us, okay, so we're gonna do a warm up where you have to jump up and down to reach the top of the net and go back down. The kid who was on the other side of the net of me had his feet over the net and on like right where my feet were landing, so my foot landed on his and rolled it so bad that I fractured my fibula.
Jesus.
And I could not hear because they were playing music, but apparently if I could hear it, I would have heard a loud, like, crack.
Oh, you ever heard the sound of a guy snapping their shin?
No.
It sounds like a friggin' shotgun shot. Like, it is insanely loud. I mean, your shin's one of your strongest bones in your entire body.
Yeah. And if
But
your
it's
thigh
only
bone's even
because it's a
stronger.
scooter.
Like,
Scooter deck versus shin equals death.
Rick, I remember seeing. I can't remember if it was like this or not, but it was like in elementary school. I can't remember if I heard it or saw it in something. But apparently, if your thigh bone broke in half, like you would die. You would die
you
of
could bleed to death.
Yeah, you would bleed to death and most likely like go into shock and like pass
Yeah,
out
you would
and everything.
definitely go into shock, and you'd go into shock, and then you'd have internal bleeding because that's where most of your blood is made.
Yeah.
But I have another story. When I cut my leg, when I got my stitches, I cut my left ankle. Friggin', the way I did that is that I was throwing the trash, and I dropped the trash bag on the ground, and there I heard like a glass smash on the ground. There was like a glass jar that broke. Friggin', I was walking out the back door with the friggin' trash bag, and I had pajama pants that were too short for me, and friggin', boy, that's weird. But pajama pants that were too short for me, and when I took my first step, the piece of glass stuck out and just straight sliced my friggin' ankle open. And I have never taken the trash out with shorts or anything that was too short for my legs ever again, because I don't want to get my ankles cut with glass. Especially when I have glass, I get scared when I have to take out a trash bag with broken glass in it. This is what happened. Because friggin', I didn't want to get stitches, because stitches sound scary when you're like 7. Because they are. But friggin', the only person that could take me was my dad, so I'm sitting there in the car holding like a rag to my friggin' cut, bleeding, while we're going to the friggin' hospital. We get there, and friggin', it's my actual like normal doctor I see, and she's just like, so what happened? It's like, yeah, we think you need stitches. She's like, yep, that needs stitches. I got 7 stitches. That's the most stitches that any of my brothers have had. Besides, close to Chris, which Chris was at, we were at Sunnyside Beach, or Sunnyside Cove, and it was like a place next to it. It was that beach. I think it was actually. It was a place next to it where no one actually camped besides my family, and it was like a whole family thing, like 30, 40 people of my family camping there at the same time.
Holy crap! I just got a travel award by traveling by train.
And then, but it was cool because there was like a rope swing on one of the trees, and Chris went off the rope swing and landed, and he didn't really land right, so he landed on his hand, and his hand landed directly on top of a broken glass bottle, and he cut the inside of his left hand all the way across, and almost through his hand. Yeah, friggin', and we were out the road. He did that. He went to the hospital. My mom was like freaking out. And also, that's the time when I was a very young baby and got hit in the face with a tire swing. That was fun. For some reason, I decided to play by myself because we would take our tire swing from our house with us camping. Because we were that dank. But friggin', that was an experience. Also, I woke up one night to Abby, who was not in my room actually, making weird noises, and she was actually having kittens on the bunk below me, which conveniently was directly on top of Hunter. The Hunter had Abby. Abby had kittens on top of Hunter. But
One time,
it was pretty insane. Remember.
I think I told the story to Hayden once, but I don't know about Noah.
No.
One time during one of my vacations, I think this was.
Covered the
yeah,
camera
this
while
was,
you were in a closet and you were in pitch black.
no, not that. But freaking, that was Arizona. Yeah, this was Florida, and this was like my most recent vacation. But I was over in Florida. I was over at the resort, and during the resort there is during like our little condo place, we noticed that there's like some bugs. Like some flies. I just kind of just chill in corners and stuff, and I was like, eh.
Oh yeah.
And sometimes it would be like really bad. There's like a crap ton of corners, and it's not like it's not like a freaking apartment complex or anything. And it is an apartment complex, but you don't actually go inside. It's like a bunch of balconies. It's one long outside balcony, and then there's like all the doors to all the condos.
Like a motel.
Yeah. And it was a really nice place, but the bugs one night I remember, it was so bad. Like my little cousin had to go down the hall, like he was like all the way across the hall, like balcony corridor, and I had to take him to his own freaking thing because I mean he was young. So I did so, but when we were out there, like the second we walked out, there was just flies everywhere. Like the whole entire, it looked like something from like a horror movie, dude. It was like in the corners, it was pitch black. It would be on there, like on the ceilings. They were on the floor. Like I killed a bunch of them because I was like just trying to run, and I was freaking wearing flip-flops too. Because I mean, I was too lazy to just friggin' actually wear shoes.
It's not the worst thing that your feet have seen. I remember Echo Ranch.
No, but freaking
Caden denied the foot washing at Echo Ranch. It was the most terrible. Caden not only
dude, my feet were
just
black.
basically. Caden literally wore flip flops the entire time we were at Echo Ranch, even when it was raining, and it was like his feet were like had grass stuck in between his toes, like that bad. Like he walked in the mud at Echo Ranch with flip-flops on purpose.
Because it's the most convenient footwear. Like I don't want.
No, it isn't. No,
I don't
when it's raining, you wear shoes, and it is not the most. I don't care. Just get slip-ons. Slip-ons are the most convenient footwear because not only do they protect you from the elements and from the outside, but also they're way more comfortable than flip-flops, and you can wear socks, which socks are the best thing ever for this humanity. Not only
yeah,
do
dude, you
have
even
sock
have sock
pants,
pants.
but socks, not only do they feel super comfortable and make it so that when you're walking around, even in your house, that your feet don't hurt sometimes, but also when you lay down in bed and you take them off, it's like you literally just entered heaven for like 6 seconds. So it's so
yeah, but
worth
flip-flops
it.
are easier to get on.
Yeah,
by like
but they
by like 5 seconds.
but they're also like insanely more uncomfortable. You can't wear socks with them unless you're friggin' unless you're a Gremlin. Yeah, Gremlikins only they wear socks with sandals and just flip flops. It's gross. They have ninja toe, like ninja feet. Gross. But no, and also they don't protect you against shit.
When I went to San Diego over the summer one time, the only place I got tanned was between the gaps on the top of my foot because I wore Birkenstocks. Only on my feet, which is where I had my Birkenstocks. And it was like 2 lines from where my Birkenstocks were. That's the only place I got tanned. I did get super badly sunburned on that same trip, and I got like blisters from how sunburned I got.
Dude,
I haven't been sunburned since I went to Hawaii when I was 5.
When I like may like look like pretty white for being native, but dude, when I get tan, dude, I look like I just came straight from the village, dude. I remember when I got back from my Arizona trip in the 8th grade. When I got back, I walked into the classroom, and everybody looked at me and started staring at me like, "Whoa, you're like really tan." I'm just sitting there like I didn't notice anything because I mean, I wasn't
How
looking
did
my.
you not notice?
No,
How
obviously
could
I
you not
knew that I
notice?
was tanner,
Your
but I
skin was
didn't.
like 8 shades darker.
But I
How could
didn't.
you
I
not
just
notice?
didn't freaking realize how. I just didn't realize how darker they were. Like I didn't realize how dark my skin was compared to before, and that was just me like us like 2 days tanning, with like freaking bronzer too, like bronzer.
Yeah, but you were in Arizona, actually
yeah,
like
at
tanning.
Arizona. Yeah.
I haven't put on tanning lotion.
I got
in, like,
tan
almost
like
my entire life.
I got tan like the 3rd day there, and then I just stayed inside and binge watched BoJack Horseman the whole entire time, and then
That's
by
a
the
great
end,
way to use Arizona.
and then by the end of it, my mom was like, "Man, you're not even like you lost your tan. You lost your tan already. Like you gotta go and get out and get some sun and like get tan." Because I mean that's what the vacation is for and stuff. And so I was like,
Oh,
"Oh yeah, okay. Yeah, okay." I'm not what it was exactly for, but it was just like
You came here to tan. Now go out there, boy.
no, but like it's just something that everyone was tan. Like she was like, "Man, you're gonna get off the plane and everyone's gonna look like really really dark, and then you're just gonna be like really light skinned." And like that was just like the message like she was implying. So I was like, "All right, fine,
In
okay."
Arizona, there's plenty of white people there.
And I was like, "All right, okay, fine." So I freaking like used like sunscreen with like bronzer with it. And I just sat there on like a little pool floaty that's like a bed kind of thing. I just sat there for like the next 2 days. And I
Guys.
I darkened so much. Also in Arizona, there was a freaking place called like Castle and Coasters. Yeah, that's what it was called. Castles and Coasters. And it was great. It was like this like little mini amusement park. It wasn't as big as like Universal Studios or like Florida or anything, but it was just like a small like little amusement park. It was great. There was like 4 floors of arcades, of arcade machines. And the top floor being like really really old school like retro games. Like there was like Mortal Kombat, like the original Mortal Kombat like 1 and 2 up there. And there was like a Simpsons game. There was an arm wrestling game that was like the freaking like Little Mac, like Punch Out. That was like the one. That was like the version where like Little Mac was this grid.
Oh.
Yeah, it was. Yeah. No, it was like that, but it was arm wrestling. And you only had a joystick, and I couldn't figure out how to do it. But it was like arcade was great. But when we got all our like things situated and like kind of like our wristbands and everything, our permission and our access to the freaking place, we instantly just went to the arcade because it was the closest. And my mom was like, "You know, we probably shouldn't stay here for that long because there's like all those packets. Because when we first entered, there was like 3 different packets it was all for like schools and stuff because they were doing like field trips because it was the end of the school year. But we ended up going to the arcade anyway, and when we got out, it was all the rides had blinds on them. But there was this one that was really cool. There was it was one where you had to like 12 people on it, and it was just squared. It was just 3 seats per side. And it went up, and then it just dropped you down all the way. That was really cool. I really like seeing the vast wasteland of Arizona. But I knew it was about to go down. Yeah, I knew it was gonna freaking go down though, cause I was like, it was all the way up, and it stopped there for a second. Then I heard like a very subtle, and it was like, oh well. A split second later, then we drop, and I'm like, ugh. And I love this kind of rides because it feels really weird whenever it like hits your stomach. Because like your stomach kind of like goes up, and like all your intestines just kind of go up inside your body. It's just really, it's just a weird feeling.
Dude,
There was like a
Six
log
Flags?
ride.
Six Flags is dope. friggin' Six Flags Over Texas. It was absolutely baller. Speaking, okay, I was gonna go on about Arizona. My great grandpa used to live there. Grandpa Ray. And he was like the master gunsmith friggin' guy, you know. God tier, the one who threw the grenade down the hallway, you know, all those things. Friggin' Grandma Joy was his wife. Friggin' she made the best peanut butter and jelly sandwich you will ever eat in your life. But, friggin', it was so weird because he's not, Grandpa isn't alive anymore. But friggin', in Arizona, we went out on the porch at night and we saw the javelinas, which were terrifying. Friggin', they're just wild boars that will friggin' attack you. And all you see, like, you open the porch door and all you see is like friggin' their eyes glowing in the darkness, and you hear like snorting and stuff. They won't go onto your porch.
God.
But there's like 8 of them just like walking around. It's pitch black outside. And friggin' javelinas are scary. And then friggin' went to Grandpa Rare's like special Navy room where he had friggin' Navy artillery shells that were almost that were taller than I was. It was friggin' most insane thing. And then we found the coolest thing about that trip is I found a remote control car that was in his closet that was like 30 years old. And it was the coolest thing ever because it was a friggin' long time ago. It was a road trip with my dad. That road trip was dope. We went to went to the best pizza. You know, not really, obviously, but oh my god, I would actually murder to get that pizza. Like, even you, Caden, probably couldn't even eat 2 slices of that pizza. That's how good that damn pizza is.
Was it was it stuffed?
No, it was just pizza. You've seen my dad. Obviously, he can eat. He ate 1 slice and he was over full.
I can take
Like-
2. You've seen my dad before. You know he can eat.
Put that in.
He ate 1 slice and he was over full.
I can take
Like-
2.
I doubt it, dude. I honestly, no shits,
Dude,
doubt you could take.
Alright.
You could take 2.
During one of our traveling things, that first time I went to Red Robin, I ate a burger. I had a crap ton of drinks because there's like free refills.
Oh yeah, you told me about this.
And after all that,
That's
and then I
good.
also had wings, which aren't good. I had like 2. They were really spicy, and that's it. They had 0 flavor. It was terrible. But at the end, I had this huge dessert that was like a huge piece of cake, and it had like 2 little cookie sticks, and it was from the plate up. It was 4 inches tall, and it was just a big triangle. It was like a big, huge slice of cake. It was all ice cream and fudge, and I just sat there. I'm like, well, I paid for this. I was already kind of slightly feeling full, so I'm like, well, gotta get this through. And I sat there and ate the whole thing within it took me 20 minutes to eat the whole thing because I was just sitting there. No, not the waiter, but I just sat there and just bite by bite and just letting it just get through my system. I'm like, oh my god, this is so filling.
But it was good.
It was so good. It was really, really good. And then when we were done, I had to slowly walk to get out. My stomach was freaking really full. But afterwards, a couple of I can't even remember when, but head coach, he was Coach Rhodes, he was like, yeah, and I remember seeing you over there, over at Red Robin's, eating that big dessert cake, and I was really impressed for how you were able to do that, because they were talking about free food and how Seone can eat a lot too, and I was like, yeah, I can too. And Coach Hirosu's like, oh yeah, you can. I remember seeing you eat all that food, and yeah, that was impressive. I wish I could eat it like that. Yeah,
No,
like
but
I'm like to the
that's
point where
crazy.
like on Grizzy Fat moments in like in
You're
the
like,
in
I
the
can eat
latest
that.
one in 6, where Grizzy ate it was like, all right, I got the cinnamon French toast with the blueberries on top. I got the biscuit and gravy. I got the sausage links and bacon. And then I got the eggs over medium. You feel me? And I can't remember what else he got, but I think he got like one more thing. And he was like, man, and and then he was like, and then I also got the mac and cheese because I felt like trying it. And then, oh, I thought you were done. Nope. Like, and then like I sit there and I imagine it in my head like a plate from Donna's, and then like, all right, so there's the French toast, there's the eggs, and then there's the sausage and bacon. That just seems normal. Then there's the biscuit, which is like, oh, okay, that seems good. And then there's the mac and cheese, and it's like, oh, well, I mean, to me that just really doesn't seem that much. Like it would be a filling breakfast. It would be like brunch to me, but it doesn't seem all that hard, at least to me.
No, but friggin', yeah, no, honestly, Dion's pizza is, like, you could probably eat 2 slices, but not a third.
Oh yeah, if your dad can only eat one and like him being full, I can eat 2, but
Yeah.
I surely
Maybe.
cannot eat 3.
Like, you could definitely eat, like, 1.5, but maybe 2. I don't even, honestly, I don't know. I haven't been there in a long time, but friggin',
You have
dude, that
not
place.
seen me determined to finish something, dude.
Yeah, but you shouldn't, honestly, it's best pizza ever, but they only sold large drinks. So you have to drink the drink, because, like, you just can't not drink the drink. You can't just not do the do, you know? But friggin', they only sold large drinks, even if you were a child, they only sold large drinks. I had a large drink as a
Yeah,
child.
dude, you need something
got-
to wash it down with.
Yes, you have to wash down the enormous, like, they didn't sell entire
How
pizzas.
big
Their
was it?
pizza is that big, kid. You couldn't buy an entire pizza. The most pizza you could buy was half a pizza.
Like how big were
One-
the slices?
Oh, they were immensely large.
Like a foot long, or like get like put
Maybe.
put it like
3/4 a foot long.
Oh, wow.
Friggin', like, yeah, no, they were large pieces of pizza. Like, my dad was impressed that his children were able to eat in a single piece of pizza. I mean, I had to get into a car after that, and like, I was scared to get into the car.
Dude, that's how I felt after the freaking Red Robin incident. I guess it was
But it
like,
was
oh my god, I have to
damn
get into
good
the
pizza.
I have to get into the shuttle after this.
My dad loves pizza. It's probably his favorite food, and he always gets
My-
pizzas from different places all the
My
time.
favorite food from 3 to 1 is freaking sushi, pelaminis, and then burgers. Burgers is
Dude,
like the all-around thing that I could always eat. Like I don't care if I eat burgers like 3 days in a row. I would be down to it because I just
Yeah.
love burgers. But
3 to 1 most
I-
likely has to be sushi, burgers, and pad thai, because pad thai is baller as hell.
Pad Thai is ball
I-
as hell.
man, I don't know what it was. I just didn't like pad thai. I like
Do you
the
have
I
Jan's
like
pad
the
thai?
I don't know. It was my mom had it and it was like leftovers in the fridge and I ate the meat.
Was it like orange in like a brown carton?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was Chan's pad thai. But it was leftovers by like a day?
Yeah.
No, you have to get it hot and ready, hot and fresh, dude. Oh my god.
I just really didn't like the taste. I ate the meat and then I left the rest in the fridge. Like
Seriously?
I just
You're a
really
disgrace.
didn't like it.
I don't even care if it's a day old Chan's pad thai. I will literally the servings you get is too much for a single person to eat. Like, you would probably full for like 4 seconds after you ate it, and then you'd be ready to eat again because that's how Chinese, like Japanese, Asian noodles work.
Yeah.
But you would eat that entire thing in one sitting, kid, and be like, "Holy shit!" And then you'd like an hour later, you'd be like, "Damn, what's for dinner?" I'm not even joking. But friggin', that is literally me. I like.
Yeah. Do they
I'm like,
still
I shouldn't
are they
eat
still
more than
around?
half of this. Yes, you can
Dude,
order
when-
from them.
When everything opens back up again, we should go out and eat some then.
We should actually go to Chan's. They have sick egg rolls.
Oh, and
They're
then
expensive.
if I had to put a fourth thing, then it'd be chicken, fried chicken, because I love the
Chicken.
just chicken. But yeah, dude, I freaking I love sushi, but the only reason why it's in third place is because it's more common than pelmeni's.
Yeah.
It's like dancing in socks.